Hi, welcome to the City of Green. My name is Dwayne and I am the current safety chairman and a mechanic. The video you're watching today is on safety orientation. We will be covering a list of policies and procedures. Safety is a #1 priority, so fasten your seatbelt and pay attention. Now let's get started on the explanation of safety rules for the assigned tasks. The person in charge of the task will orient you with the proper protective equipment, or PPEs, and the hazards associated with that task. It's all to keep you safe while on the job. Let's look at some of the personal protective equipment, or PPEs is what we'll be calling it from now on. For example, you'll be required to wear a Class 2 safety vest in the daylight when doing road work. Now this is a list of some of the required PPEs. Hard hat, safety vest, chaps, cutting helmet with a face shield, safety glasses, and ear protection. Here are also recommended PPEs like gloves, sunscreen, and tinted safety glasses for sunny days. Another important PPE is safety-toed shoes and Class 3 outer clothing for night work. Let's look at some of the safety devices that you will encounter. Machine guards, mower chutes, fire extinguishers, safety chains, and tie-down straps. Everything has a purpose to keep you safe. The eye wash station is a first aid device used for flushing the eyes if a hazardous substance comes in contact with the eyes. The first seconds of contact can cause injury, so it is important to flush immediately. You first need to get to the station. If you are unable to get there on your own, get someone to assist you. You simply push the handle, which allows water to flow from the nozzles. You then immerse your eyes into the fountain. For mild contaminants, flush for a minimum of 5 minutes. For non-penetrating acids, a minimum of 20 minutes. For penetrating acids, a minimum of 60 minutes. You should seek medical attention afterwards. The body wash station is used for flushing contaminants from the body parts and clothing in the event that your body comes in contact with harmful contaminants. You just stand under the shower head and pull the handle. Water will start to dilute the contaminant. You should seek medical help immediately. Proper lifting techniques are important. Save your body, limbs, and back by lifting with your legs and not lifting more than you're capable. Get help if needed, or use equipment to do the work. It is very important to know when and where to seek help. If you have a situation that is not an emergency, call your supervisor. If you have an emergency, call 911, then call your supervisor. Housekeeping is very important. It is important to keep it clean, neat, and organized. Free of trip hazards. Clean tools and equipment when done. Place tools and vehicle where they belong. It is everyone's job to make it a better work environment. Trash removal can be hazardous if not done properly. Here are some do's and don'ts. Never grab a trash bag by the sides. There could be a puncture hazard inside. Pull trash bags by the opening. Also, they may drip unknown fluids, so be careful when discarding bags. Wear gloves. When picking up debris, watch for nails and other puncture hazards. Once again, wear gloves. It is very important to report unsafe conditions. There are times when conditions can become unsafe. Like on a task to cut a fallen tree, you might find that power lines may be involved, or a hill becomes too slick or icy to pass. They should be reported to your supervisor. It is also important to report injuries. Any injury requiring first aid or medical treatment needs to be reported immediately. If you do something to cause extreme pain, let your supervisor know. Sometimes an injury will get worse after initial occurrence. If you need emergency aid, call 911. Then, if possible, call your supervisor. There are 3 forms to fill out and turn in to your supervisor: a 300, a 301, and a 302. It is important to fully fill out the appropriate forms. You will be given an orientation tour of the various parks and facilities that the city maintains. Let's talk about first aid kits. Our first aid kits are stocked by an outside supplier. They are located in vehicles and buildings that the city maintains. There are also AEDs located at the 5383 Masson Road facility and the Central Administration Building. We also have material safety data sheets. These sheets are in binders on the wall of the mechanic's garage, in the mechanic's office, and on the wall of the stormwater garage. These sheets have the chemical makeup, the type of hazard, potential health effects, first aid measure, firefighting measures, accidental release measures, handling and storage, exposure control, personal protection, physical and chemical properties, stability and reactivity information, toxicological information, ecological information, disposal transport information, regulatory information, and other important information. Once you are assigned a task, you will either be placed with someone who has performed that task or will be given instructions. Some tasks are easy and some are more in-depth. No matter your assignment, if you do not know, just ask. The City of Greene has required rules of conduct. Since we are working around the public sector, we represent the city, and that requires us to walk, talk, and act in an appropriate manner. This means whether we are with a crew or out in public, we are to watch our behavior and language. No profanity, dress neatly, and do not drive aggressively. Remember, people watch and take notes, and we are held at a higher standard. Every department has a set of rules that must be followed. This pertains to such things as no cell phone use while driving, no backing policy, the call-off procedure, reporting to your supervisor important findings on a task, wearing your seatbelt, having a spotter when backing equipment, cleaning out your vehicle and fueling it when you are finished with it. It's very important to inspect your equipment before use. Since a vehicle and/or equipment is expensive, all the parts have to work and stay on while in use, and also to keep you safe. A walk-around needs to be done before you use a vehicle. This special segment is extremely important due to the cost of the equipment and the safety factor. Before a vehicle or piece of equipment gets driven, an inspection or walk-around must be performed. We use an inspection sheet to reference the parts that need inspected. We first look for leaks under the vehicle. You then perform an underhood inspection. You continue around the vehicle, check all the lights, then into the cab or driver's seat, where you will check the dash gauges and warning lights. Don't forget to check for the safety items inside the cab: the fire extinguisher, first aid kit, and on CDL vehicles, triangles or flares. The City of Greene has a safety committee. The purpose of the safety committee and its members is to create a safe working environment for employees and the community, obtain knowledge, be a liaison between management and staff, to educate employees on safety, establish safety policies and procedures, prevent accidents and injuries, increase overall safety training, positive reinforcement and acknowledgement, identify safety issues, and engineer a safety hazard out or train the employees to work with proper safety techniques. This next segment will help you safely operate small equipment. When using weed trimmers or other cutting devices, be aware of your surroundings. Make sure there is adequate distance from other people, keep the cutting end away from your body, and wear the proper PPEs. There are things we call pinch point hazards. These are some of the items to be careful around. Okay, one of these hazards to watch out for is on this trailer jack. Your supervisor will give you proper instruction on how to avoid injury. One of the other pinch point hazards is going to be this hot box lid. If this handle is not properly pinned, it'll slip on you and come down on you. Now, let's take a look at proper trailer attachments. Proper ball sizes, latches, safety chains, breakaway cable, and latch pins. I hope this gives you some insight to how important safety policies and procedures are to you and the city. Together, we can make the city a safer place to work. Now, let's go practice what we have learned today.